we are live. Hello, everybody, all you awesome, fantastic people out there. My name is Billy, and welcome back to Total Party Chaos with all these faces. By the way, take a minute, don't look at me, look at all these amazing, great people that have returned for Arc 3 of something that is a lot of fun to make and do cool stuff with. We're really excited. We have some old faces, we have some new faces, and we have some really, really awesome characters tonight that I'm really excited to dive a little bit into, figure out, and just let it roll, man. It's gonna be a good time.
People old.
Yeah, what?
You said old faces.
Everybody's old. My entire team of old people. I'm so sorry. This is gonna be great. I can't wait.
What was that laugh?
That's my old person laugh, apparently.
Oh.
The first one was old person-ish. The last one was like trying
Demonic?
to be an evil
Yeah.
villain, and yeah.
It's not my
wasn't
evil
as
villain
intimidating.
laugh. I'm saving that for when I go awry or something. I don't know.
This is their characters,
Okay.
by the way. These are what they're playing. So, going into it, I am your keeper of chaos, Billy, and join me is, starting from what I can see on the screen right now, not exactly what is the chat's looking like. I am joined by Erica. You promote yourself. Go for it. Y'all promote yourself. Erica, go for it. Uh-oh.
Oh,
You're muted. Oh.
I'm not muted.
Now you
Fine.
aren't.
Okay, now you're good. You're good.
I was like, I didn't press anything. That was weird. My mic's been having problems, so I'm just gonna pretend like nothing ever happened. Hi, my name is Erica Ondwin, and I am here playing a character that you'll find here about soon. I don't know if we're supposed to intro anything about our character.
No, that's perfect. You're good.
Okay, cool. So you'll find out soon. I'm the creator of a TTRPG channel called World D5, where we specialize in playing indie TTRPGs. You can find us all over the internet as roll_D5, and we are most interactive with people on threads.
Heck yeah. All right. Open shirt Dante. JC, if you want to take us, go for it.
Hello, my name is Jacob or JC, and I'll be playing Dante Smokespat tonight. When I'm not here being bullied and bullying in equal portions, I do have a YouTube channel called JC Productions where I do D&D and different video games that I love doing. But for tonight, we are the goodest of bad boys.
Couldn't said it better. Haley, you are up next.
Hi, I am Haley. I am nowhere except for here on Tales. So if you feel like catching up on what I do, then I'm streaming on Wednesdays and Mondays as well here on Tales of Initiative. So yeah, otherwise I'll be playing today and so excited. New TPK.
Heck yeah, let's go. And Nat, if you want to round us out.
For sure. I'm Natalie New. You can find me at New to You on TikTok. And that'll be my bit for now.
Heck yeah. And I feel like I never do this part, but I'm Billy. I am the founder of Tales of Initiative and creator of TPK. So, hi everybody, you're all great. It's a good time.
Hi, Billy.
Founders getting together.
Listen, man, it's a good time. I love it. Well, for the first time, I'm very, very excited to say, welcome to Arc 3 of Total Party Chaos. We are doing Episode 1, Chapter 1. The actual title won't be revealed until next week, but stick around for Arc 3 to flesh out by the end of the night. Before we dive right in, I'd like to thank our awesome, super cool sponsors for the night, the people that help us put all these productions together, and have done some very great things for us in the past, present, or future. Actually, we're going to throw all the sponsors out tonight. The one that I really want to talk about the most is the one who helped us out the greatest during our awesome Tales TTRPG Palooza that we did last 3 weeks ago at this point. I just want to take a moment and thank, they're not officially our sponsor, but they are a great part of our channel that has helped out in the past and has given us some really cool stuff. And this is my call out to just say thank you. So thank you, Magpie Games, for giving us the awesome prizes that we were able to give away during our TTRPG Palooza. If you haven't gone and checked them out, they do awesome stuff over on their websites, all over their socials, and they also made the Avatar: The Last Airbender a TTRPG. So if you get a moment, please go. Yeah, no, it's fine. Don't buy it. You don't need it. But you should. Yeah, go get it. Go spend the money. They're really nice people. With all that out of the way, no recap this time because it's the first episode. With all that out of the way, ready your dice, top off your normal unpolluted milks, and it's time for the first Total Party Chaos. Arc 3, baby. Roll the transition,
Chaos!
Go back! Sorry! It's Arc 2 stuff, so we're not gonna look at that. We're gonna go right back. So let's transition to cooler things. Alright. So, let's take a moment and go to land. Hoping the music isn't super loud, so let me know. Alright. We center down on the most southern part of Belisar. A country that once was a vast fantasy land full of many different trading capitals and capitals and towns and villages, all in a more of a medieval fantasy type era. Very similar to Faerun, I guess is the best way I'm going to put it. That being said, that was about 16 months ago at this point. The land has changed vastly after the previous events that happened during the massacre of Hollis Haven, which I'm not going to get into detail, but trigger warning for all of you at home that do get freaked out over blood and guts and gore. I want to run over it very quickly. One of the top level guilds at the time opened a massive breach to many, many different planes that poured in creatures from all over the world. Or lands, planes, god. Lack of terms. I'll fix it in post. But as all of these creatures poured in, the land of Belisar went from a peaceful, communal land to what is now basically a mishmash of different planes, different worlds. The vibrant hills of Pokana that we visited in Arc 2, and the amazing ashen cities that we've seen in some of our side stories are all different. Everything has changed. The lands have been ravaged, planes have merged, things are, well, different. But before we start that part of the story, we do have to touch on one piece of history that I feel is very important to the events of now. Again, as we center on the lower southern part of Belisar, we center on one of the four capital cities, one of the previous four capital cities, Valenbrook. And as we kind of peer over Valenbrook is broken up into, regions. We focused on some other regions in the last arc, and this time we're going to focus on something a little bit different. To know where Valenbrook's at, Valenbrook has not changed as essentially a medieval fantasy land. Medieval fantasy city, capital. For lack of better terms again. The streets are paved with cobblestone, as you guys are kind of looking over basically a large city with what seems to be a cerulean wall that kind of separates the rest of the lands from basically the big city inside. Some of you are familiar with it as we've gone over it in past Total Party Chaos stuff. Those of you joining us for Arc 3 may not, so I'm still going to run over the same stuff. The events I talk about that have kept the city from being merged into all of these planes, well, were the 11 months ago when the Phantom Kingdom invasion took place, and it was stopped by a group of heroes, maybe, question mark, that did their best to stop the ethereal plane from consuming what was Valenbrook. Valenbrook transpired, and it prospered. Building, the city has kind of reshapen and taken into, back to its Victorian-esque feel. It still seems like everybody's kind of still rebuilding their shops and kind of re-flooding the city with commerce. One big thing to note before we get into the smaller bits of this city is the city has been walled off from the rest of Belisar. There has been a handful of people that have been able to leave, whether that be guilds, whether that be the different trading companies that have the proper licensing. There's only a handful of people that have been allowed to leave the walls since the plains have merged with the rest of the lands. The year is 1353 DR. Or, as Valenbrook has stated and shifted, 1 PK. 1 year after Phantom King. So, we take place in a familiar, if you've watched some of our other stuff before, but in a familiar district. We are going to center down on the Ravin district, which, if any of you've seen the Morgus Academy arc that we did, that's the same district that we're taking place in now. So, kind of going in a little bit more, we are going to focus down on one of our adventurers as we get everybody to the places they need to be. We center in on a familiar yet oddly different scenery. You're noticing a lot of green shrubbery, kind of surrounded by iron gates, and it with little insigniaed M's on them, and it sits right on the edge of the of that big cerulean wall that separates Valenbrook from the outside. There seems to be kind of like boards plastered on the side where it seems like something might have happened previously. It sits in the back of what seems to be the Morgus Academy, and behind all of these big kind of campus dorms is this area that we're focusing in on. In between this little shrubbery, it kind of moves over just a bit, and going right through the shrubbery in a little hole that's been fashioned under the cerulean wall and kind of coming out is our first player today, which is going to be Nat. If you would like to explain Doll to everybody.
Yeah, so Doll is best described as a Frankenstein, like a Frankenstein's monster, made up of different bestial parts. So she has a bugbear arm, she has a troll leg, she has orc toes, just an amalgamation of different body parts. Sometimes she loses little skin flakes or teeth, and that's just kind of part of the process. She tries her best to keep herself all together. So that is Doll.
I absolutely love Doll. Doll, right now the sun is it's setting a bit. It's getting a little darker outside right now. I'd say the land around you seems like you've been through here before. You've been through the backside of the Morgus Academy to be able to get back into the city. You are one of the few people that have been able to get back to your swamp from essentially the little hole that's under the Valenbrook wall. On that note, the reason that you're entering Valenbrook currently is last time you were able to kind of get into Valenbrook, you were left something in one of the alleyways that you traverse a lot. And noticing it, you thought you recognized it when you picked it up, but it looked like a familiar letter. As you kind of picked the letter up and popped open the little wax seal on it, something felt familiar, but that familiarity kind of wore off almost immediately after you kind of popped it open. You haven't exactly clicked what that familiarity is yet, but something seems normal about it. Common words. I am fucking flooding with not great words today.
It
Yeah, there we
resonates
go.
with me.
Appreciate it.
No, it's all good. I'll help you out. Yeah, no problem.
Resonates. I'll take it. As you pop open the seal, on the inside it just said, "To my dearest cryptid?" ? Your skills are required at Moonstone Inc. Details will be provided as soon as possible. Please meet, and then it gave the date, which is today's date. It gave the date, and under it, it says, "Please do not waste time thinking about this opportunity. I promise everything will be explained, and I will make sure that you get everything you could ever dream of." And then at the bottom, it just has one big O, and then it says dash Moonstone Inc.
Interesting. Doll is stoked. She thinks that this is just the next best thing. So she would probably hurriedly, I don't know, make her way to the location described in the letter. So, did it specify? Is it a tavern?
It isn't. It's actually, so your entrance to the city has been through the Riven district. As you've kind of gone under, you know that the location noted is actually one of the buildings in this district, and all the buildings in this district are of higher end. It's higher end product. Everything here is classier folks with a little bit more money to spend. After you kind of take a moment and recognize the address, think about where it's placed in the district, you remember that it seems to be this what was once an older manor, seems to be kind of turned more into a business. But you know where it's at. You just haven't had a crazy look at it, or you haven't broken it down super in detail, because you kind of just in passing most of the time.
Sure. I probably wouldn't be so thrilled with the fact that it's a corporation, a business, but I think Doll would spin it in a way where she feels like she could make a difference in whatever they're producing and maybe make it more eco-friendly.
Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me one moment. I apologize for putting this. Welcome back. I apologize. Where we left off is Nat Please explain the corporation one more time. That's exactly where we left off.
Sure. Yeah. So I can't imagine that Doll would be too thrilled that it's a corporation reaching out to her, but I think there's an essence of duty and responsibility to go and maybe make a difference from the organic perspective. Maybe take down the corporation from the inside, kind of a thing. Influence eco-friendly products. Something of that nature.
I like it. Okay. As you kind of make your way through, you kind of like kind of keep to yourself and almost like stay on like the path that's not traveled by most of the people in Valenbrook. You do know the corners and like kind of some of the shrubbery area a little bit better than the rest of the people that happen to like live in this part of the town. So you are kind of like making your way without being noticed. Can you roll me a stealth check very quickly just to kind of get past some of the dormery?
Yeah,
First roll.
we will see about that. First roll.
First roll.
All right. 14?
14. You do like kind of slowly make it past one of the like shrubberies, and you see what seems to be one of the people coming out of one of the dorms. As like you go to step by, you see like this blonde-haired girl in a blonde robe kind of like talking and having a conversation, going, "This is gonna be my year, and I promise everything is gonna be perfect, and we're gonna be good, and there's nothing bad gonna happen on campus. Does that sound okay?" And then she's talking to the rest of her like little tribe of golden wearing cloak people at Morgus Academy, and the rest of them are going, "Yes, this is wonderful." They're all like as panicked as she is, and they're all just kind of, it almost looks like culty at this point. Like it's you've seen it kind of morph from being a school to being something a little bit more dress code specific is how we'll put it. But you do pass your stealth check as you kind of like zip right by them, and you're able to kind of jump back into the next piece of shrubbery. And we'll say that you start heading your way to the manor, through the path that you can kind of navigate. Is there anything else that you wanted to do before you got there?
I don't think before I got there, but I can imagine, like, as she's sneaking through, like, she has her hood up, she's trying to keep to the shadows a little bit, as to not be seen. She knows her reputation around this area, so she doesn't want to feed into that.
You do, I mean, there are, like, and just like before, you do know your reputation, there are, like, little posters of, like, "Have you seen this?" ? And it is, like, little illustrated, like, different monsters, but specifically, like, a couple of them.
Like, Bigfoot walking. Yeah. Yeah, I dig it.
All right. You make your way there, and we will cut over to another part of our story. Let me get something a little bit different on. We'll do that. Well, that's a lot more epic than I thought it would be. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna cut over to Erica. Can you please explain your character, and then I will explain where you start off at. Uh-oh.
Is it happening again?
You're good. You're
You're back.
It's all started last night, and yay for me. So Fox Moth is her name. She is a dragonborn, with rays of starting with like dark blue and radiates out to purple and white. That's the colors. Whoa. And she, in appearance-wise, she's wearing more like armor, almost like Iron Man stealth armor is probably the best way to think about it. She's adorned in black. I have only silver, but it's really outlined in more of like a rose gold appearance. And she's got a hood that pops out from underneath that she can put over her head, because she's a sneaky sneak.
I Love it. Perfect. So, I will say, Foxborough, you've been to this part of town, like mainly for jobs, mainly for like different kind of organized events that you've been a part of. As you kind of like stumble out of one of the finer taverns that happen to take place in the district of Ravin, you see like as the bartender kind of like walks up to the door, shuts the door, and just like looks at you, like giving like a disapproving look. You know what you did. He knows what you did. He's not pleased with it as he kind of just shuts it and locks it. You could see him through the mesh with just like a little scowl on his face. As he waves you off. Yeah, we're done. Go.
Like, you can't just hush me away.
No.
I'm supposed to be here, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, not falling for that one again.
Oh, come on!
Next time, you can take it up with the tender at the bar, and you can pay your tab. And we won't probably have any of these things happen again. So...
What if I me and you won't let me in? So how am I supposed to pay it?
You know what? You got a good point. He goes back and like kind of turns back around. He goes, "We don't want your money anymore." And he like pulls the little shade down, and you hear like just kind of like the deadbolt lock on it.
Ugh. Dirty little man thing. I'll get in there later. I'll steal everything.
So you, as you do take a step like away from the tavern, you do remember the reason that you're here. It starts to kind of come back to you that you also, you received a letter. Your letter was a job notice, and it said, "Of the skilled and talented,
That's me.
I invite you to be, well, for lack of a better term, skilled and talented on
Oh yeah.
a specified quest that only you can accomplish. Please meet myself and a few other companions at this location," and then scribbled on it is a location in the Ravin district, north of where you're at right now.
Oh. I went to the wrong bar. Whoops.
As you do kind of like read over it, at the end of it, it says, "There's something you're missing in your life, and I can be the one to help you find it. -O Moonstone Inc."
I will go find out.
All right. As you kind of pick yourself up by the bootstraps, you shake yourself off and start getting ready to head towards the manor, unless there was anything else you wanted to do or say before you were there.
Oh? No, but she would sneak there just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it.
Roll me a stealth check, just out of curiosity.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna love this.
I'm ready. What you got?
That would be a 25.
A 25. You start sneaking amongst like the alleyways and kind of just staying close to like staying low and kind of just blending with the shadows where you can, or blending with crowds where you can. The streets are still kind of like people are starting to clear out as the sun's starting to drop, so there's like less and less crowds. But there are like a lot of nobles kind of just like making their way through the streets. It seems like a lot more higher end people are kind of getting back to their homes, closing their businesses. and you're able to kind of just like start going through the cobblestone and getting towards where you want to go.
Okay, so might I just do one quick shenanigan?
Absolutely.
I just want to just casually pickpocket the person nearest me.
Ooh, go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
Really? That would be a 15.
A 15. Neat. As you find like what seems to be this older elvish gentleman kind of having a conversation with like another just like somebody that seems to be part of his business. He seems like he's running the business he's kind of talking over right now. And he's just kind of going in on him, and he's like, listen, I am telling you that we need everything to be perfect before tomorrow. I promise you, if everything is not the way we need it, we will not get the same business deals that we've been offered. And then, like, you stick your hand into his pocket and pull out what seems to be kind of like a little coin purse wrapped around what seems to be like a little cigar that he just had in his pocket on him. And you can add 4 gold to your inventory and a tiny little cigar. As he goes back and he, like, the last thing you hear him say is, I don't want to lose this contract with the Glacial Exchange, so whatever we have to do to keep it thriving, we'll do what we can. And he gives a nod and goes back to the conversation.
Oh, well, that sounds like it's gonna suck with 4 less gold.
He probably needs that gold to fund something. He is broke. Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to do? Okay, as you make your way to the manor itself, we are going to cut over to one last, not one, but 2 people. Theme's going to be a little different. Give me just a second. I think that's going to be right around. That's too much. One more second. Okay, that's too dark. One more second.
Like, wait, that's not
They
too
really
much?
they really can't come up with our theme song, huh?
So sorry, I need the right one. We'll just use the
Perfect.
stream theme. It's fine. We're gonna cut to the. I'm so excited. Give me 1 second. I got a last minute detail I had to add as I was quickly putting this together. So we're gonna cut to the citier part of the Ravin district, where there's a lot of more like specialty shops. For example, like most people call it the Wonder Exchange area. There's a place called the Plane Stop. There is Spell and Save, and then there's like a couple different city blocks, and one business sticks out a little bit more that actually has a little apartment on top. On the bottom floor is a brothel. We won't go into details just yet, but on the top floor is where we're going to zoom in, is a brother and sister duo in a what seems to be like red themed like little kind of condominium apartment. Like everything kind of has like a fire taste to it almost. You walk in and see like everything is not only like tinged in this like red hue, it's also just very primed and propped. Like fucking, it's got a lot of money to it. It looks very fancy. As you kind of look around and see that this is probably a suite for like a business executive, as it would look, built on top of a brothel. So, zooming in, we are going to pan over to our 2. We'll go alphabetical by the fucking, I don't know. Haley,
Their
you go
last names are the
first.
same.
Yeah, that's fine. Haley, you're first. JC, you're second. Please explain your characters to everybody.
Yes, we've got Ash. She is currently laying on a chaise lounge and just enjoying herself a snack as she is just, thoroughly enjoying her lounging time for the last 11 months with no responsibilities whatsoever. She's got fiery red hair and a ashen grey complexion. She's wearing a black fitted dress that is looks like kind of like mermaid fitted at the moment, with like big swooping sleeves. And she's chatting to her brother.
Who is currently sitting on a windowsill, leaning himself up against it, looking out down onto the street, his arms cradled behind his head. He is a red-skinned fire genasi with dark black hair that is pulled back, showing off both his both his chest with a very, very tightly fitted white button-up shirt that has half of the buttons unbuttoned, and these blackened slacks that go down, that is interrupted only in style by large, heavy boots that he wears, and currently has one of them wedging himself up against the windowsill.
You both know that today is the day. You both were sent a parcel delivered by somebody. Delivered by a young human boy that kind of just had like a vest on, with a little M kind of tattered on it, and he delivered this parcel to you all about 2 days ago at this point. You both know exactly what it said. Basically, the rundown was it was summoning Ash and Dante Smokespite of the Smokespite Empire to accompany a business meeting with Moonstone Inc. To go a little bit more into detail, it talked about how you could possibly have a chance at establishing one of the largest trading pathways, a commerce route through all of New Belisar after the portals have changed the world. Kind of denoting it as something that quite possibly hasn't been done yet and will make your name not only big, but widely renowned on the other half of Belisar. Personally, both of you know that it has been very difficult for trade routes to be established because of everything going on in the current kind of economy. So,
I think I do think that this is going to be the first time we're ever meeting someone who's actually done their homework on us, though.
You think?
No, well, normally when we get a letter, it's addressed specifically to you, and then I come along as an adage. Unwelcome, of course, but this time it's both of us. Just an interesting detail.
That's true. But I mean, we have been lounging around for 11 months here. I think your name has come up in conversation.
Bill. Tradition's tradition. And I'm curious about why did they want to make sure that both of us were there? Normally people think that it's better if it's just you.
Maybe it's something you'd be interested in too. Clearly.
You think I'm gonna be interested in this?
I mean, I guess it's not going to be more fun than what we've been doing for the last 11 months, but I mean, it's something, and maybe we're going to be able to get out of here. Go home, maybe?
Now that would be something. Been stuck up in a single floor. Well, it's been fun.
It's
It hasn't been that
nice!
fun. It hasn't been
Yeah.
that fun. Feel like
Alright,
a goddamn shut-in.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, Ab. I get that. Well, it's almost time, so should we...
Gets off the window and
Yeah, I don't want to be looking like I work for this Moonstone Inc., so I want to be getting there early and not showing up behind them.
mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think there's anything special to bring besides us, so might as well just be unhoofing it.
Mm-hmm. I grabbed the letter that we've got just in case. I mean, they asked for us, but if they don't recognize us, who knows?
They're gonna recognize us.
Yeah, I mean, they better.
Be idiots if they didn't. I step over to the door, grab a long, smoke-stained handle, and as I do, you hear the chain pull along the floor as I snap it up and catch it in my other hand as I wrap the flail around my left arm, and then carry it that way.
Oh, 1 second, and I grab my little book. I've got like a little grimoire that I keep on me. It was open up on the desk from me reading, so I quickly tuck that into my front.
You know, I might almost have to pretend I'll miss this place.
I'm definitely gonna miss it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. You guys make your way out of the apartment, down into, like, I wouldn't explain it. Hold on. It's best
Place that looks like a thing.
Yeah, place that looks like a thing. Love it. You see, as you make your way down, many different clientele being served and serviced in this brothel. There's curtains all over the place separating it. Trigger warning at home, if there's just a ton of nudity on the left and right. I'm not going to describe the whole thing, but there's a lot going on. As you guys kind of make your way, you hear like one go, "Hey, oh, you guys leaving?" And you see like one guy like just waving at you guys like fully unclothed, and just like giving you guys a wave down. He goes, "Oh wait, I forgot we're that cool. See ya!" And he just keeps waving, just completely naked.
I am not gonna miss him.
The worst kind of regulars.
Yeah.
Open the door and step out.
As you both make it to the streets, you head your way to Moonstone Inc. Was there anything else that you wanted to say or do before I transition you all to the spot? Okay. Cool. Let's get to it. So, I will say I'm going to have all of you guys kind of get in there. Some of you got a little early. I know specifically Foxmoth, I know you wanted to... You got there a little earlier than everybody else. The Smoke Spites, both of you are both arriving roughly at the same time. Doll, you are probably coming in, even though we started with you first, you're coming in a little bit after them because they both, the three of them all wanted to make it known that they wanted to get there as early as possible. So I'll say at this point, let me actually do that. As you all make it to what seems to be these like big iron fences, kind of similar to like the rest of the town, but these are like like kind of like hued with like little white specks, like almost like glitter specks, like ingrained into these iron bars, and these iron bars surround what seem to be like a big massive just sandstone brick manor as you guys kind of like make your way towards it. Foxmoth, Ash, and Dante, the three of you are all coming to the gates at the same time. Foxmoth, you tried to, I will say, you tried to sneak around first to see if there was another entrance. It seems like the place is pretty well, like there isn't like a way that you could sneak under or a way that you could find that would go over. So the three of you are running into each other at the same time, going into the front gates, leading forward.
It's gonna put on the gate to like actually like open it. Who are you? No, there's two of you. Wait, who are you both?
We're here by invitation. You're not gonna get the gate for us?
Well, my hand is on gate. You just came and was behind me. I also got the invitation. And she'll open the gate, but not for them. She'll open it and walk through it. So then it's still open for them. You can come through now.
Yeah, all right. And I look back at Dante and I'm like, not that I needed permission. And I hold the gate open for Dante as he comes through.
I walk through and it's like a nod to Ash, but at the same time I'm looking. It looks like a just something that a shitty person would do, of like looking someone up and down, but in reality I'm looking for knives and weapons. See what I can see on her.
Ooh. In regards to like her armor, there's not much visibly that you can see right away other than a dagger on her hip for easy access.
All right.
And her claws.
Mm-hmm. And for what reasons was the invitation extended to the likes of you, if I may dare to ask?
I'd like you to explain the likes of me,
I'd very much like to explain to the likes of you.
but you're
But-
not.
Ladies first.
Oh, you're sassy. How cute. I don't know. They just said, come to this place. We have thing you might like. And I said, well, that sounds great. I like things. They said I was very talented, and I must agree.
Man, what a wonderfully interesting person to lack things.
Everybody must like something. You just don't get to know what they are. You are a stranger. You've heard the term stranger danger? Woo.
I can't say I have.
Oh, you might want to learn it.
Doll, at this
I
point,
guess I've never needed to be scared of a stranger before.
Must be very good at protecting yourself. Grr.
Mm-hmm.
Also, your good looks also help.
Absolutely.
Doll,
Okay,
you
well-
enter the fray.
I'm gonna go now.
Is that someone else coming through the gate? I'm holding the gate still. Do I see someone trudging along? Is there someone coming along? No? Yes? No?
I would
Really?
probably like stop at the edge of the gate and just like stare at all of you and like assess the situation. And then I'll like pull up my invitation and like look at all of you. Can I like roll for perception to see if I see like the invitations like in their hands or in their
Oh yeah,
on their,
absolutely. Go for
on
it.
their
Can
person?
I also roll a
Yeah,
perception to see if I recognize this thing in front of me?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Damn.
Oh shit. 12.
12, I will say you see that they like some of them have like a letter in their hand. Yours looks a little bit different than the rest of them. Like yours is made like of kind of like a different parchment almost. But the rest of them are the same.
I got a
Okay.
16.
This is gonna be Interesting.
You got a 16?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ash, you remember trying to avoid gazes at like when you're probably like walking into the brothel to go back up to like your apartment, like probably after a long night of just having a good time, and you remember for like a moment that you seen like a poster that like denoted just a creature like a creature that stalked the knights of the Raven district, and you're kind of putting it together, and you're thinking like this possibly could be like a cryptid of Valenbrook, but you have no idea. Like it's.
I lean over to Dante and I'm like, it's the witch. She's like the main character of 4 of my stories.
I'm gonna step towards the cryptid. Kind of put my hand on my hip, and as I look, and my head cocks to the side slightly. Well, ain't you a tall glass of interesting? And I'm gonna put my hand out.
So yeah, go ahead. How close are you?
I am several steps away from you.
Okay. I will say at this point you can probably smell me.
Oh!
I smell like lichen and soggy swamp plants with a little bit of like dried, decayed, mildewy type of an aroma. So that's probably hitting you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Scent does draw Foxmoth a little bit closer back to the group.
I pretty much just smell smoke and ash all the time, so don't worry about no smell.
My hand doesn't drop.
Why do you want to shake my hand?
Use it in whatever way you need it to be.
That's like so embarrassing for you. Oh my gosh. What? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait. Do you have one of these? And I pull up my invitation. Are you here for the thing?
Just so happened to might be.
So Ash pulls out the invitation that's got both of our names on it.
Oh my gosh, mine is made from like organic paper, so I'm pretty stoked about that. That means it's probably like a really special mission, you know, like especially for like me. So I'm stoked. What does, oh, hi, of course. And I give you like my hand like this. It is like skeletal, crusty. There's some like patches of hair coming off. You're not quite sure what kind of creature this came off of, but it at one point was something quite monstrous, and it got worse with age.
Some
it creaks
bloating.
a little bit. Some hair and skin drops in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm Doll.
And Doll.
I think you may have maybe heard of me by now. Oh, embarrassing. But yeah.
Oh, Doll, there ain't nothing to be embarrassed about.
You might need to wash your hands.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Shall we, I guess, go inside?
No, Stancy
What
just
are you
standing
all
around
doing
like
here?
idiots.
Oh, I'll open the door for
do
you people.
Do your letters say anything specific about what you're doing here?
Nothing.
I'm special. Oh,
yeah,
so sorry, ma'am. You may go. So sorry.
No, you're fine. Nothing that is, I'm sure isn't in your letter. Let's just go find out what they want with us. Wonder what they want with you two.
Okay. It's like nighttime right now, Billy, right?
It's getting dark, yeah.
It's getting dark. Okay. That's weird that they're like open after hours. It must be something like really crazy.
open the
Ooh.
door for everyone, but prop it open with a rock.
You
Love that. So minimalist.
That is totally the reason I did it. I'm so glad you saw that.
You're so real for that. Oh my
Oh, thank
gosh.
you.
Okay, we can go inside. I will be especially slow, so don't feel like you have to wait up for me.
Maybe we could get you some wheels.
Like a walker or something? I mean, I just have my stuff right now.
But like a board
A
that you
walker
can like slide on.
We can talk about it.
I
Let's
have
brainstorm.
building abilities. Yes. Okay.
Oh. We'll leave the two of you to brainstorm if that's what you want to do, but
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
make
think
my
I
way
want
inside.
a roof over my head.
as
Rich bitches.
you I need everybody's passive perception.
It is a number.
11.
11,
14.
14.
Same.
God, that hurt to say.
Also 14.
Perfect. Foxmoth, like you go to like open the door, like you go to turn the handle, and it's like it's not like it's locked. You go to like push it a little bit, and before you have like a moment to kind of like decipher anything more about it, or like see if like you might be able to kind of like jimmy or shove the lock open, you all hear like a voice behind you at the same time. That's just, well, do you need help getting into the home? And you all see this like tall owlin, very tall owlin. You haven't seen an owlin this tall before. Like it's very different for them. But you see white feathers, like all white feathers going all the way down. These two wide yellow eyes, and a black tuxedo that goes all the way down. To be a little bit more specific, he has a yellow inner jacket and a black suit tie. And he is just staring like daggers at the group of you and just waiting for your response as he kind of like leans in a little bit and goes, "No, please, I can get the door for the group of you if you need."
That would be mighty appreciated. Would you happen to be the groundskeeper of this place?
The groundskeeper. That is not the role I play here. This is eyes locking a little bit more on you, Dante, as he kind of like swoops his head in a little bit. And he seems to like keep cocking his head as he's talking to you.
Well, as long as we're seeming to be talking slowly and, well, with little sustenance, could you mind divulging what your role actually is?
Well, yes. I was the one. I guess you could call me a groundskeeper. I keep the grounds that we all walk on. But you all were brought here for a purpose. As he kind of looks and turns to the group of you. I sent all of the letters in your hands.
You are creeping me out, young little owl boy. What? Are you Moonstone Ink?
You're so big.
I am Moonstone Ink, or you may call me Orifal. As he leans his head in a little bit.
Orifal.
Waterfall. Gonna have to work on that one.
Orifal.
Well, then I'll take it you have a business proposition for us, Mr. Orval.
Oh, maybe we should go inside to have such little discussion.
Ah, pleasantries. Yes, I will open the door and let you in. Please, if you don't mind moving away from the door, I can get us inside.
This is all yours. I was gonna break it, but then now I won't.
Please don't break the door.
It's joke. Okay.
Oh. Ha.
Uh-huh.
As he takes a step forward and like you see him like pull a ring of keys out as he like flips through one, flips through another, and he like finally gets to the one he wants and he puts it into the door and twists the handle and opens it. As he like the door like slowly creaks as like the inside is hollowly lit, everything in there seems to be kind of coated with a shadow, as all of the lights are pretty much dimmed or off at this point. As he takes a step forward, he stands next to the doorway and says, "Please, after my esteemed guests."
Form.
One more time. I have missed
Chlor.
What?
Huh?
Are you okay?
Always. Are you okay?
So he leans in. I can't tell if... Is this another one of your jokes?
It's such a joke. And she's gonna go and find a seat.
So he stands by the door and looks at the rest of you and says, "Please, don't be afraid to take a step inside."
Insight check.
I've stayed alive this long, not doing things that people tell me. You're creeping me the fuck out.
I rolled a 9 on my insight check, so.
Oh no.
Oh,
don't
are we
think I
supposed to
say
roll
anything.
insight?
If you want to.
No, I think Doll
I'm-
just did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he doesn't get like social skills, but he's like looking at he seems like he knows your importance. But maybe he's just not grasping the right skills at the moment, as is kind of like looking at you and going, "I've heard great things about the group of you, all of you in fact, as to why I've picked all of you out for what I needed as what I call a critical mission."
Yeah.
Did you want to tell us a bit more about that critical mission of yours?
I cannot just do it alone?
In fact, you cannot.
Oh.
Let me guide you to my office, and then I will get it the person that would serve you the drinks tonight is out, so I will go gather the drinks for the 5 of us.
Would you like a hand?
Sure, Doll could give you one.
If you'd like, I wouldn't mind that.
I'll come with you.
I'll need it
I-
back, but it's totally yours if you need it. But real quick, if I could grab a second of your time, did the Olive Wood Courts reach out to you? Is that what this is about? Did they talk to you at all?
He like takes a second and like kind of leans back and goes, "Interesting. That is not a place I've heard of since everything has happened. But I do know who you speak of. They did not reach out to me.
But they didn't contact you about this. Okay, are you gonna sell me to like a circus?
Is that what you would like? Would you like me to sell you to a circus?"
No, I have stuff I gotta do. I can't be entertaining people, if you know what I mean.
Oh. I would hope that I wouldn't sell you to a circus, but maybe maybe we talk about that later.
Please don't think about it anymore.
I will note that.
Okay. Don't note that. That's okay. We can totally go to your office. You said you were serving drinks, and this fine young individual offered to help. I mean, I can totally lend a hand, but like I said, I'll need it back. I can't do much.
You
with
can keep
just
your
one
hand. Don't worry about that at all. I've got enough.
Okay. Cool. Are we going inside or going to your office?
Well, my office is right down, and he points down the hallway. The fox moth is like walked a little bit ahead. It is, well, if you follow your friend, it is at the far end of the hall. It is already open, but I could guide you there if you think you'll get lost.
I think we're okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Could I actually like take your arm and like lean on you a little bit? I have a little bit of trouble walking.
Do you ask him first, or do you just like touch his arm? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask him first.
He hears that and he goes, no, I don't think I could help you with that. If you walk down the hallway, maybe one of your companions could help you with that.
Dante, would you be a dear? You're already gonna get a rash.
He won't get a rash, I promise. It's just not super sanitary. He won't get a rash, so. I hope.
All right,
Let's start walking, doll.
let's go get these drinks.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna need two.
Certainly. Right this way. And he like makes his way to the right, and like two doors kind of slide open, and it opens up into like a smaller kitchen area. Dante, Foxmoth, and Doll, I'm gonna have you guys are walking towards the office right now. Ash, he pulls you into the room as like both of you are walking over to what seems to be kind of like an ice box, and like grabbing a couple glasses out of it, and he goes, "You really didn't have to help me with getting the drinks, but I appreciate the kindness."
No kindness. I wanted to keep an eye on you, if I'm being completely honest.
With all due respect, I don't certainly trust the group of you either, but
That is completely understandable.
Can I ask you something, since I have you alone for the moment?
Anything.
What is the Smoke Spite Empire like? So he like leans in, and his eyes get like a little bit bigger, and he like leans in with like to kind of focus and like see what your intentions are with it.
You see like a little bit of like shock go over Ash's face for a moment at the question. And then she kind of steals herself again, and she's like, it's just hot there.
Hot. Interesting. I felt like...
Nothing you need to worry about. That's for sure.
No, it's interesting that the first thing you bring up is the temperature, not your business transactions or the deals you've made. I'll keep that in mind. And
You said the Empire itself, though, right?
Well, I figure they all were kind of intertwined, the business and the place.
I figured you did your research on the business.
Well, I've done my research on the two heirs/heiresses that are here with us. So I think
Find anything interesting?
I indeed did.
You have to tell me sometime. Now, let's find these drinks.
And he gives a little nod as he starts, like, grabs like a big jug out of the ice box, and he pours into what, like, all 5 glasses that are set up. And he grabs them on a tray and says, "Please, if you don't mind getting the door, I will take these."
Easy. I grab the jug as well.
So you grab the jug, you start walking off with it. As both of you make your way to the sliding doors, we're going to cut over to Dante, Foxmoth, and Doll as they kind of get a little bit ahead. You two, like the 3 of you, enter what seems to be like these bigger office doors, and kind of as the 2 doors open, it seems to be like a longer office. There is a set of stairs like behind you that you pass that do go up into like further in the manor. But it seems like you're just going through the straight hallway part of it right now. There are more doors and rooms, but just for clarity's sake, as you open the 2 doors to his office, in front of you is a like what seems to be kind of like a fireplace on the right side. 4 chairs that are set up in front of a bigger like carved wooden desk, and behind that seems to be like a bigger white, like all white chair. And then there's 2 portraits on the wall on the left side, And then there's like a couple bookcases, and there's just some books on the desk. There's like a lot of different kind of office supplies and stuff like that. But the three of you enter the room as you just seen them go in to go get drinks, so you know they're a little bit behind you right now. What do you want to do?
Well, kind of nonchalantly, like, look at everything in the room, you know, as if just faintly curious, but really she's wanting to look for any outstanding details of what this what this owl creature is, who exactly they are, because their explanation was kind of just weird.
Easy.
And slow and boring.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
But I'll also give you a good breakdown no matter what you get.
Sick. 18.
You take a look around the office, and it seems like a normal fireplace. The desk is like of a fancier fashion. On the desk is like a couple different things. It seems to be like a little tiny like teacup. It seems to be like a couple pieces of paper on there that have like different. It says like contract on the top of it, and there's a couple different contracts. The bookshelves itself just seem to be a little dusty. A few of them seem to be like a little less dusty, as maybe he's taken some of them out recently. And then the two portraits on the wall, one of them is a young silver Leonin that is sitting there with his hands on his knee, looking towards the like whoever's painting him. The other one is a older dragonborn female with pearlescent like white scales, and they just look. There's stoicism to the looks. Like these paintings just look haunted. They look very creepy. The other thing that
we recognize either of them.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
With pleasure.
Oh my gosh, my rolls tonight.
18.
Natural one.
Oh.
And... oh no.
I don't know anything, but I definitely do, actually.
Depending on the subject.
Foxmoth and Doll, one more time, what was your rolls?
Go ahead.
Mine was 10.
15.
Doll, you don't catch on to too much. They look familiar, but you've seen a lot of corpo scum. You're not sure if like they might be just another cog in the machine. But they look familiar. You just can't exactly place them in terms of their importance. For Foxmoth, you don't recognize the Leonin. You do recognize the female Dragonborn. You know her from basically like a lot of different like people have talked about this person a lot. You've never met them in person, but you've seen them at like big events. You've seen them like kind of throughout Valenbrook, and you've heard their name a little bit past Valenbrook as well. But you know her as Lady Moonstone, or to others, Madame Moonstone, who was one of the only white-scaled, like strictly like ivory-scaled dragonborn females that you've ever run into, or that anybody in the town of Valenbrook has ever seen. They're very rare. Another like kind of history to that as well is you do know she has gone through a little bit of controversy, but you haven't looked into enough of the facts of that to kind of know exactly what controversy she's been into. But you do know one other bit. She did pass away. She passed away in a horrific accident last year. So, that's it.
I'm gonna sit next to Dante, as he's probably like leading me into the room. And as we sit down, I'm just gonna lean over to him and ask, like, what do you think would like really enhance your vibe? Like, what do you like? Is there anything like that you would like to make you seem like more intimidating or cool?
Doll, if I'm in any short supply of intimidation or, as you put it, cool, I deserve it at this point. I'm gonna stand up in full honesty and as much nicety as I can put it. This is in no way an insult to you, but you are appealing, so excuse me for a second. And she's been propping herself up on me to lead me here, so I am just going to take the shirt off and wipe it on the wall.
As you wipe it on the wall, it looks like it catches on fire. I'm gonna cast
Oh,
Druidcraft and make it seem like it is just on fire. It's not really, but the appearance of it.
I rolled on that one last time, so fuck me, ain't that something special?
This will
Well,
really take it to the next level. So
well, I'm trying to figure out why the two of you have been classified as extraordinary individuals, and seems like he's gonna be doing his damnedest to pair us up. So I know one of your names, and look over at the Dragonborn. Oh, come on.
Me?
You can't do me the pleasure of an introduction?
Only if you give me one first, since you are so demanding.
Hmm. And I do like a small tilt like maybe 30 degrees forward. Uh, I am Dante Smokespot of the Smokespot Empire.
Well, that should make our future very interesting indeed. My name is Foxmoth, and well, I like to kill, and I'm very good at it.
Hmm. Well, I figured that you were, well, at the very least the two of you are being hired for some sort of mercenary skill, but
Basically,
now I know that
a
without a doubt.
mercenary skill. Interesting. It seems like we bring a lot of really special talents to the table. It's really like a diverse setting here. So I wonder what's gonna happen next. I wonder what this is for.
I don't know about Dante being a mercenary. I think maybe you're just here for your money and connections.
Hmm. Well, I didn't say that I was here to be a mercenary. That's
Seems a bit
I've
far-fetched.
yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, I would not say I'm a killer either. So I don't really know. I'm not I embrace death, I accept that that's a natural part of the cycle, but I'm that's not really my vibe. I don't deal death. So
Make me dull. You're that's, well, that sounded weird. You are, as a creature, absolutely fascinating. As person, I have yet to know you. You look really cool, and I'd you're a lot of things, and it's cool.
Uh,
I am a lot of things, and thank you. I've been working on it.
I love
nothing really sticks, but
it's
thank you.
It's a great collection of the body parts and stuff. I like it.
Thank you.
It's scary.
I'm trying to embrace it.
Love this journey for you.
Thank you. I'm definitely trying out a new look, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
As you guys are talking, you are interrupted as the doors kind of open again, and you see as Orifal walks in holding the glasses on the tray, and then you see Ash following right behind with the big jug of drink as he walks through and says, I see you've already made yourself at home. Please, take a seat.
I'm gonna stay standing.
Once Awful puts all of the glasses down onto the table with the tray, Ash fills all of them to the brim instead of them being to like the fill line that you would normally fill. And she pops the jug down and grabs the biggest glass that's like overflowing and it's like, and it sits down.
As you sit down with the glass, it's a very like expensive cider, even though it's in a weird jug that's been like hiding in this ice box. He lets all of you take the glass and kind of just sees what you do as he like makes his way back behind his desk.
I'm also gonna stay standing if you don't really mind. It's hard for my joints to like go up and down, you know. But I don't want to like intimidate anyone as I'm like standing 7 feet hunched over. Like I really don't want to like be intimidating to anyone or like throw off the vibe. But I'm just here. Like just ignore me. It's fine.
You're fine. I'll use your chair. And I flip the chair like around and like put my feet up and cross my legs over.
Do it. Self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Foxmouth will sit crisscross by the fireplace.
Orfal just watches as all of you kind of do your thing, and he goes, "That's fair enough. Thank you all for coming today. I know my hiring of you, well, soon to be, hopefully, came off a bit mysterious. And I don't mean to scare or fill your heads with thoughts of fear." As he like says fear, his eyes open like a little bit wider and his eyes like glow a little bit of like a sharper yellow. I have a very fast business opportunity that I think could benefit all 4 of you. Now, before the ones in the room that I believe will speak up about business opportunities, and as he like looks over at you, Doll, with like big sharp yellow eyes, and then he also looks over at you too, Foxmoth, and he like looks back down to his desk. Hear what I have to say, and then make the decision after. I'm gonna need you to really think on this decision, as I think it'll be beneficial for the group of us. Belisar, as the land you know it, has changed. The world is a place far different than the one we once knew. With the world being different, commerce has been difficult. But I will say there's still a vast area of expansion for many companies such as my own, Moonstone Inc., and maybe even another one of the Smokespite Empire. But to get to the idea that I want to belay to the group of you, I am going to need one talented guide to navigate the new world, as he looks over at you, Doll. And I am going to need somebody that's not afraid to get the job done, even if it's not in the public eye. As he looks over at you, Foxmoth. And I'm going to need 2 business-savvy siblings with nothing to lose to help complete this endeavor. As he looks at the 2 of you. Now, let me get right down to business. Have you heard of the capital city, Tarsen Vale?
Wait.
We roll for history.
Sure. Sure thing.
Whether Foxmoth actually knows or not, that's still gonna be her answer. Just very like, maybe I do.
No, I've never heard of it.
Is it important that we know about it?
19.
19.
That's in character.
No, that's okay. Smoke Spites, I'm gonna give you advantage on this roll because it is something you would at least have an inkling of.
Turn from a 9 to a 17.
Okay. Now I've got a 21.
You okay. And then Foxmoth, did you roll? What did you get?
Yeah, I've rolled a 7, but Foxmoth is still gonna pretend that she totally knows.
You totally know. You have no idea, but you are like,
Mhm.
heck yeah.
Yeah. Totes.
The three of you, Smoke Spites, you know Tarsen Vale as one of the largest, like, capital, like, there were 4 capitals of Belisar, as your zone of Cosmoterra was not recognized as a capital, but was a very important city. The 4 capitals, all being very, like, specialized in what they've done, and to even go back to like past arcs, where other cities had like their own versions of guilds and stuff like that. Tarsen Vale was very specifically built for commerce. Like it would have like the newest of like the newest products. It would have the fanciest clothing. It would have like new materials, new magics. Like it was the hustling, bustling city that like would bring in everything and everyone to make trades. Like your family's even.
I
like,
miss it so much.
so he looks at you, Miss Tarsen. Oh, as Orval like nods. But it's a little different for you, Doll, where you know the city, but you more know that that was the closest city to what you used to know as the Olivewood Courts. So it was close by, but it's been pretty far and separated from where are you right now.
Interesting. I can imagine the Olivewood Courts probably like taught us that it was like a wasteful empire, right? Like it was like peak of fast fashion, wasteful resources. Like, yeah. Not great for the environment.
Definitely not good for the environment. Orfal looks at the group of you and says, Tarsen Vale has been cut off from communications since the portals have risen. As honestly has most of the capitals by now. While we've heard some things from other capitals, such as Worcester and the Ashen Bellows, nobody has heard from Tarsen Vale. Which means Tarsen Vale is full of extreme potential. There is loads of businesses left empty. There is loads of artifacts, items. You name it, this city is full of it. Nobody has been able to enter, as far as I know. Which means, if we were to somehow take that city back, we would be in control of one of the largest trading routes on the western side of Belisar. Now, Foxmoth and Doll, as he looks over, he goes, all of that may sound like dirty business jargon, but to make it more clear, I can indeed guarantee that both of your interests will be filled by visiting this city. But I need the 4 of you to accept, or none of you will accept. I will offer any information that you need, and I will offer the details of the job. But I need to know that there is interest. As he looks at you all with, like, wider eyes.
If y'all gonna get me out of this city, I'm in. No extra details required.
Yeah, of course I'm in. Like, duh. Of course I'm here for that.
Are you sure you actually know what I'm looking for?
He leans in with very wide eyes to you and goes, "You may think you are a blank book, but I can read you." And he just leans back.
If you think you really know what I am looking for, then I am interested to see if you actually have found it. I am in.
You say take back. How many lines are we crossing here?
I hope so many.
You know the story of Phantom Kingdom invasion.
Something that's enough to change how we measure time? No, I never fucking heard of it.
Sorry, I thought there was... I'm glad to see there's something behind the eyes as he leans in. But the Phantom Kingdom invasion brought forth the idea that planes could be removed from Belisar. That something held them in the land. I should know, because I had a little bit more intimate knowledge than the rest of the population of Valenbrook. By now, if the rumors ring true, there's a possibility that a plane has taken Tarsen Vale. If that is said to be true, taking Tarsen Vale back would be, well, as easy as getting rid of an anchor.
What do you mean a plane has taken over
What's this
Tarsen Vale?
plane?
Like,
Oh,
do you know what kind of plane?
Details are murky. Getting to Tarsen Vale has been a challenge that I don't know many people have been able to be successful at. So,
What do you know about it? Has there, like, been any remnants from this plane or anything that's come back to you intel-wise?
intel is lighter than I would have hoped. The one scout that I had make their way there never returned. So,
well,
details are not great. But
I
I
see.
do know from reports of people coming closer is it doesn't seem like on the same scale as Phantom Kingdom. So that is why I'm sending in a smaller group. And a group of people that can not only clear out the obstacles, but also have the business know-how to start salvaging and creating an outpost. But this isn't a business deal of the smoke spites get an entire trade route. This is a Moonstone Inc. operation that I am willing to share with the smoke spites in the smoke spite empire if you are successful. Your success depends on your willingness to work together and your cooperation to get through the new lands. he kind of takes a step back. He says, and there's one more part of the deal. Any artifacts that you find, they belong to me. Is that understood?
What kind of artifacts should we be looking for?
Anything historical.
Stolen?
Doesn't matter the nature of their status. It just
So
matters.
just historical, so like if anything non-historical artifacts pop up, you don't care?
I believe you can make that distinction on your own, but
Cool.
yes.
I think he wants all of our prizes we come across.
I
We can discuss it at the end.
He gives a nod. I think you'll find the city is more than plentiful of what you're looking for, and what can establish renown for, well, not only the Smokespite name, but hopefully the job of a mercenary, and hopefully whatever a cryptid would like. So, yes.
Eco-terrorist.
Yes.
Don't give me away, Haley. Stop. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Supposed to keep that to yourself. Damn.
Do I have your interest?
Yes.
What kind of contract are we looking at?
He sticks his hand down. He says, a marking that will go on your hand. And it will dissipate at the end of the job.
Get these off. What is that thing? One more mark.
It's good to hear. If you break...
What are you defining as the end of the job?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What are you defining as the end of the job?
The end of the job for me is knowing that I have control of the capital.
We have control of the capital.
We will have control of the capital once I scour the capital. Get it for me first, and it will be half in the Smokespite name, you have my word. I could always
I mean, I already agreed to the deal, so...
I don't agree to shit.
Dante, agree now.
Fine. You got my attention.
I mean, I could... Dante Smokespite? I could always offer it to the Glacial Exchange. Maybe they could...
Glacial Exchange doesn't have any fucking manpower to move what you need to move. That's why you came to us.
He lets out like a little, like a small smirk. Just very small. And he says, okay. Are you interested?
I already said you had my attention. Let's keep it at just my attention. We
They're
clear?
sassy.
There's the fire I expected. So, please shake my hand, and I will imbue you with this mark. And if you break the terms of our if you knowingly break the terms of our contract, the mark will dissipate from your hands. Nothing will happen to you, but I will know that the deal is no longer valid. And whatever happens to you out there, well, that will be of your own doing. And he shakes your hand, Foxmoth, as you see a little mark, kind of like a tiny little circle almost, with like two little fishtails kind of coming off of it. And it just kind of like solidifies on your hand. He reaches his hand out to the rest of you. Shakes Ash's hand as Ash, that little mark shows up, 2 little fishtails at the bottom. Dante, he shakes your hand as little fishtails pop up in yours too. Doll, he does the same thing to you.
I don't shake his hand yet. I look at him. I will do this for you to the best of my abilities. But you are asking us to trust you on this and to deliver in our interests. So I am going to formally ask you to trust me on delivering my word. There is a huge ravine of trust here. It only seems fair.
If you do not shake my hand and accept the mark, I will accept this contract as null and void. And I will know that you have not accepted the terms and you've decided to be a renegade.
Dramatic.
Serious.
Oh,
That is.
Business.
ugh, it's so much easier when you can just kill the person.
I agree.
Quick cue. Are you the CEO of Moonstone Inc.? Where are you in the corporate ladder?
I am currently the CEO. I was not prior. I was a butler before this. I served my former CEO, Lady Moonstone, as he points over to the portrait on the wall, who perished unfortunately last year. But I have, in her stead, turned this business that seemed more like a local shop into what is turning into more of a lower country organization. We are starting to spread our company further and further amongst Belisar. Unfortunately, not into Tarsen Vale, but we do have agents in the Ashen Bellows, and we also have agents making their way up to Burchester. Doll, may I tell you that I'm not your normal business person. I don't come from exactly what do you think I come from, but to give a little bit of trust that you have asked, I do care very deeply for the environment, and I do hope to bring some of that environment back from the planes that have sort of distorted it. Yes? What? Say that again?
Some of the environment back. Some of it.
There are portions that are unrecoverable. There are portions that may not need to be recovered. But that is neither here nor there. I just wish to create an environment for all of us to grow in.
Okay. And how do we know nothing will happen to us once we take on your little rune?
If you need more than my word, you all can take the time, go into the town, and visit somebody that studies Arcana. You may go to Morgus Academy and get them to tell you what the symbol means. You may go to a shop in the Wonder Exchange and see if they may know. But you have my word. I mean no harm by the mark I've given you. It is just for me to know that you haven't deviated from the terms we've agreed on.
Can I get that in writing with your signature on it? And a detailed description of what you just described.
Can't give you a written signature of a mission that I'm trying to keep on the down low, but I'm hoping that
All of this seems really sketchy. We can't get it in writing. We have to trust your word. You're rising from this power where you were in the lowers, and now you're exceeding
Oh, come
corporate
on.
expectations.
Adventure. If something terrible is to happen, and, you know, maybe the mark is something bad, we just cut off our hand, and we can get you a new one, and I could probably get a new one and probably build one.
what if what if I told you that part of this journey you might go on might give you more information about the current state of the Olivewood courts?
You can't tell me that right now.
I can't tell you that right now because I haven't visited.
Are you gonna give us anything to help with our journey?
I would be a horrible host if I didn't give you something to be able to help with what you're going through. I've procured 2 separate incentives for you to be able to take with you. First, he pulls out of his lapel 4 tickets. If you take these to the local item shops in Valenbrook, they should be able to procure you a handful of items, maybe some adventure packs to take with you. Or you can opt out of taking any of them, and they might be able to help you with a magical item or something, something of helpful regard. The second is a caravan. I have contracted a business. It is a small caravan that is shepherded by a local businessman who runs. Well, he did run the tavern, the Spectre Spirits, but now he's putting the tavern in that caravan on wheels. So you'll have a small little caravan, outfitted with more than you could desire. So it should be able to house you and home you in the times that you are out in the field.
Are they close to each other?
Yes, in a sense.
Fine.
That is what happens when you're business partners.
Well, I'll be real, I've not quite had a legit business partner. Usually I do work on my own. So this is slightly new experience, at least for me.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
I extend my hand out.
he takes your hand, doll, and he shakes it, and he looks at you and says, "Doll, you will not regret hearing the words I say today." And the little mark fizzles onto your hand as he pulls away. It says, "Take the night, get acquainted, spend some time together. Your caravan will meet you at the front gates. He does have a business license pass to get him out the walls, but they don't know a caravan of adventurers are going with them. So, go, find somewhere to camp for the night. If you'd like, I can lodge you somewhere in Raven district." Understood. Well, thank all of you for your time. Is there any more questions that you have for me before you start heading towards Tarsen Vale?
But if we do, is there a form of maybe contact?
Oh, goodness. My apologies. And he pulls out what seems to be like 4 sending stones that he does hand to the group of you. I believe in World Anvil I did update what sending stones do now. So if you guys can take a look. If I didn't public it, I will public it at the end of today. But they're a little bit more in depth than your normal sending stone. You can contact anybody. I believe I'll have to go into the detail and I'll correct myself next episode, but I believe that you can save anybody's contact so you can contact another person's sending stone as long as they link up once. And he pulls the 5th one out and puts it on his desk and says, "These are all linked up to mine, so you are able to contact me through these. I will tell you I am a very busy person, so I will contact you as soon as I can, but if I don't get your messages back, please understand that it's not because I'm trying to ignore you or to not listen to any of the messages you've sent. I am just busy handling the business." Is that clear?
Perfectly.
Goodness, give me one moment. I'm gonna go make sure that the caravan is set up before you all leave. I'm gonna leave you for a moment to yourselves, if you don't mind. I will be right back. And he kind of like walks past you guys and starts walking down the hallway. He goes out the front and like kind of turns to the side, like going back into the manor area, but just like towards kind of like more grassy areas. You kind of lose sight of him as he turns around that corner.
Before we get
Laughing.
started, do you mind if I get your names? And I pull a book out from my dress, and it looks like a teenage girl's diary that's like got like scrapbooks and cut out all over the top of it, that's like all like stuck down, so it's just like this mess of a journal. And she opens it up to a page, and on the top of it you can see in like a little bit smudged ink in different handwriting than the rest of it that you can see, says Dante Spokespite. So I grab a quill and I say, it's so I can always reach you.
Ooh, burn book. I'm here for it. You know me. I think you know me. I'm Doll.
You have to write your name in it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'll show you something real cool straight after. Just do it.
I write it in Druidcraft with moss. So moss
Beautiful.
grows out of the page.
Oh, I
In
love
the
it.
words of Doll.
Foxmoth, do you mind? I know these sending stones are supposed to keep us in communication, but I don't know if I trust it for secret stuff, you know?
Whoa, that's so weird. I don't know how to write. Kidding. I know how to write. Hand the book.
You just need to write your name. Intentions, your name, it doesn't matter what it says.
And she'll write Foxmoth.
Nice. Here, look,
Scratching.
I'll show you. And she flips to the next page and she writes, "Hi, Doll. Hi, Foxmoth." But you don't hear anything come out of Ash's mouth, but you hear her voice in your head.
Oh,
And when you say something back, nothing comes out your mouth, but the words appear on the page.
how do I turn
And-
that off?
It just turns off straight away. It's after you've done.
Second
Yeah.
statement turns it off.
Oh. Wow.
But you don't want to
That's
be
very
heard.
cool.
Okay.
I've
Yes,
heard of
If you're gonna
some
reply,
arcane
don't
tricks.
leave a big gap.
Oh. Ugh. Okay.
It's fine. It's DM ruling.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
I totally do not understand the meaning
God
of that.
knows. Don't worry. God knows.
As you guys are standing there, you see as
Oh, sorry. I thought I was on mute.
How could you?
yeah,
How could you?
the audio guy has to
Stop it.
hear that.
I know.
God, no.
Sorry.
As you all are standing there, Orifal like makes his way back, and he goes, "All right, the caravan is set to meet you tomorrow night at the gate. Please enjoy the night. Spend it together. Spend it doing what you need to do, gathering supplies. If there is anything that you need from me, please don't be afraid to reach out in the sending stones, and I will do anything I can to help you. I don't believe there's anything else. Was there anything that you needed from me?"
And if you hand over those tickets, we'll be on our way.
As he hands the vouchers to you. "Good luck in your adventure, and I hope that this relationship is fruitful for the group of us."
I hope so.
Well, it better be, or else I can get a little murderous.
As you say that, Foxmoth, just a second. I'm so sorry, everybody. My stuff is getting wild. As you say, okay. Anyway, sorry, Tech. As you say that, he like gives a nod and he goes, "Well, with chaos, spring brings strange sounds." And he gives a little nod and he goes, "Good luck." And he heads back to his desk. And he just goes back to his desk as he like starts kind of flipping through some of his files.
Linger. Oh, dang it.
Hmm?
Foxmoth's eyes kind of linger on him after speaking as she leaves. So she'll kind of like walk backwards, kind of slowly and a little menacingly.
What do you get?
Pleasure. Turn and walk
Val
out.
doesn't say anything. She just walks out the door.
You got the right idea.
The group of you start making your way towards the door.
Yeah. Do we want to stay together tonight? Do you have any unfinished business before we leave tomorrow? What time did he say? Did he say tomorrow night? We got a whole day to wait.
I think I have
Can't
finished
stomach no more?
my contracts for. Well, let me check. I think I have my finished contracts. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I've completed all of my contracts. Currently.
Grab what you need,
I
and then if
have
you
to
want to
go.
stick.
Oh, I have everything on me. I am meant to leave at moment's notice without leaving many things behind for a while.
I got my traveling clothes back at home. Let's call it home.
And what about you,
So-
doll?
Oh, damn. I didn't want to be perceived. I was just gonna Irish goodbye. I need to go. But I guess I'll see you all back here tomorrow night. I
Alright.
like totally like glazed out when he was talking about the details, so
Joe, you did.
is that right?
Tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'll call you if you're late.
Okay. I won't be late. But thank you. That's very nice of you.
See you tomorrow.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting all of you. I guess we'll see each other tomorrow.
Ash kind of curtsies.
I turn around and make my way back towards that hole next to the academy. Disappear for a while.
Have you got somewhere to stay, Fox? Fox, moth, what do you prefer? Moth, fox, moth?
To either sorts combination, then I will answer. I do have place to stay. That is very kind. Thank you.
Easy. Well, I guess we'll see you tomorrow then, too?
Yes?
Well, that's easy enough.
Stop making weird noises, Dante. I don't like it.
He's the
Well, that's just
king
a-
of weird noises.
Some you're gonna have to live with. I'm unfortunately privy to it.
He's always got a thought and never wants to share it.
Well, see about that.
It was a pleasure, Fox.
All yours. Good night.
As we're like walking off, I like lean over to Dante. I'm like, I can't wait to see her crack you.
Oh, she's trying her damnedest. I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to fucking follow us back and take something because she knows we're someone good.
Maybe. I mean, if she does, she can have it. I don't want to carry this shit around anyway.
I mean, fuck, my shirt's already goddamn ruined. I've only got a couple more of these things.
No, it's enhanced. It's cool and it's on fire, but like in a cool way. It's cool, okay?
We're gonna be able
your
to
new
shop
favorite
once
shirt.
once we get to what's it called? What was it called again? The Taj Mahal? What was it?
Look, God, Ash, it you've got to understand something. The capital. I don't know if he wants us to fucking keep an eye on them and have the other two act as grave robbers, but it was quite a, I would almost say a sorry state of affairs to see. Oh, damn. I thought we've seen good businessmen beforehand, but those two walked in the room and it didn't seem they had a choice any fucking which way.
That is very true. Can't wait to see what they're after.
Well, one of them's after her feelings about plants. The other one just wants to, probably just put one foot in front of the other, leaving behind the bloody footprints. As far as I can tell, they're cut and dry. Let's just make sure they don't cut and dry us.
Yeah. We'll be keeping an eye on them, but I mean, why not use the help when we get it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's very obvious that he's using us as bodies.
If it's gonna get me out of this place, I don't care.
It'll get us out of this place.
Thank God.
Let's
I'm
just
gonna
make
sleep
sure
for
it
the
gets us
next
somewhere
12
better.
hours.
You have to remember, things can always get fucking worse.
Oh, don't even remind me. I think the world ending and us being trapped here for the last 11 months has been pretty goddamn awful.
It was your idea to be in a brothel.
That's been the best part.
Look, the appeal of it wears off quicker than you think.
Only because of the clientele. Everyone who works there is great. I want to pack them up and take them with us.
Well, that's not allowed anymore. So
I know.
let's make sure that at least the last night's a one that we can bear. See what the morning brings.
All right. Let's go the fuck to bed.
Happily.
As the group of you all head off to your homesteads, we watch as you all leave the Moonstone Manor, which is Moonstone Inc. We come back to Orval stepping up from his desk and kind of like wiping some of the crumbs off his desk because it looks like he just ate something. As he like picks up his little teacup that he had on the desk, he walks over to the two paintings and kind of just looks up as he takes like a sip from his tea glass and just says, do anything to see the two of you again. And as he takes a step forward, he removes a box that was in between the two, that was kind of like a little hidden away. And as he like picks it up and he like throws it to the side, he takes a sip of his tea glass as it reveals a larger black floppy hat with a little bit of blood stain on it. And on top of it is a ragged collar with like a little coin on it that says BL. And as he looks at it, he goes, "Boy, I wish you could see what is about to transpire." And he takes a little sip. He puts it back down. And that, my friends, is where we are going to end episode 1 of Total Party Chaos Arc 3. Find out the title in next episode, as I hope everybody had a really good time. We're going more serious. We're having a fucking good time with it. Good.
Just one more.
But listen, man, it's gonna be great. Tune in next Friday so we pick back up on episode 2. You've all been great. I love this fucking cast. This has been a blast. I'm happy we're returning, and I can't fucking wait to play more. So thank you, everybody. Also, please check in next week. We will have all of our our normal things turned on, so you guys can actually use your channel points for stuff. I just did it for the intro so we could get all the lore and all the fun stuff out of it. And hi, Zach, we love you. But also, thank you all for watching, and tune in next time. So, see y'all soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right.